Welcome back to the Corporate Rejects podcast, and welcome if this is your first time listening in. I am your show host, Amanda Davila, and I am excited to continue to provide support and empowerment through your journey to entrepreneurship. Hey, I just wanted to jump on really quickly because I am super pumped up after doing an incredible podcast interview that I cannot wait to share with you guys. But something that keeps coming up like every week and with multiple people I talk to and multiple people that I follow. So as an online business owner with big, huge goals and dreams, like I hang out with people who are where I want to be, who have been through where I'm at now, have succeeded, who are doing big things. So I hang out with them and I learn from them. And that is what we need to do to grow our businesses. Like that's like 101 of scaling, right? Like we hang out with people who have been there, done that. And like so many people have said, I don't know who originally said this, but so many people say like, if you're the smartest person in the room or you're the most successful person in the room or you're the richest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room, right? Because you need to be in a room, you know, with people that have gone further than you in whatever area it is. So a couple of things really quickly that I wanted to share. First of all, tech shitstorms happen. I was recording a podcast today and my internet just totally crashed and went down. Now, in the past, I would have freaked out, panicked, felt so super guilty, all of these things, and been like, the world's over, the interview is botched, like, you know, I could have had all of these limiting beliefs that just like sent me into a frenzy. But I didn't. So I didn't know what was going on or if it was going to come back on. So from my phone, I sent a quick email to her saying, hey, like, lost my internet, working on getting back up. I was on my phone trying to get connected to my hotspot in case my internet didn't come back on. Luckily, by the time all of that was going on, it only had been a couple minutes. My internet came back on. So all is good. All is well. She stopped the recording or paused the recording so we could keep going when I got back. She was chill. I was chill. And we continued on. So there are lots of things that are going to happen in not only, you know, not just life, but like in your business that could totally throw you off. And there's going to be times that, you know, there's a shitstorm going on in your life and things do throw you off. But you can get through it and keep going. Number 2 is read. If you are not a natural reader, I totally understand. And I want you to know, like, you can train yourself to read. You can decide that you're going to be a reader. And I love reading, but I still struggle to sit down and read every day. And it's not that I don't want to. It's just, you know, life. Mom, wife, business owner, being in a pandemic, you know, all these crazy things going on in our lives that make it, you know, easy to be distracted. And I meditate every day, but I struggle sometimes to get myself to relax enough to really meditate, to stop all of the ideas flowing into my head, stop all of the stress and worry flowing into my head. And sometimes I'm like, well, did I even really meditate? With like, that felt like a total BS meditation session for myself. But the point is I'm consistent. I show up and I do it. And sometimes, yeah, it's not great. Other times it's life-changing. So not every session of meditating or reading is going to be brilliant. And when you sit down to read, you might only get through one page. You might get through a whole book. Like, who knows? But the point is the consistency and reading books that are going to help you succeed. So read. That's something that I'm going to start sharing more publicly is what I'm reading and what I'm learning from it, because I think it's really important that people be reading, especially if you're an online business owner or any business owner, any person. If you know, are alive and breathing, you should be reading. But the other thing that I wanted to share, because the person that I interviewed today, she brought it up, and I've been hearing it a lot in the last few weeks from lots of business owners who are much further along in their business journey than me right now. Like I said, I hang out around those people. I take advice from those people. I listen to those people when they speak because they've been there, done that, and I am on my way to where they're at. So what they keep saying is they delete their phone apps every single day. Like, first this sounded like, what? Like, you delete your phone apps? Like, that sounds like a lot of work. And it's not every single app. It's the apps that suck us in, the social apps. So Facebook, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever the app is that is a time suck for you, if it's a distraction, if it's taking you away from your life, you need to delete it every day. Again, I know this sounds like a lot of work. It's really not. It's really not hard to delete an app and re-download it. It's simple. It's going to take you a lot less time than the time that you are sucked into scrolling on social media. So it really isn't that hard. And when I first heard this a few weeks ago from someone, I was like, I'm not going to do that. Like, what? Like, they literally do that. Like, I was like having major, like, I was balking at it. Like, no. But then I kept hearing it from other successful people. And then when I did that interview today, she said the same thing. Like, I delete my apps every day. And I was like, wow. Like, so she has a hard stop to her workday. She shuts off her computer and does not open it again. And she deletes all of the apps. So she doesn't find herself in the middle of the night or late at night or whenever scrolling Facebook or Instagram, wasting time. Now, yes, in this digital age, there are absolutely times where we need to be on social media. Social media marketing is huge. Like, we do a lot of our marketing on there as business owners. But it doesn't need to be done in the middle of the night. It doesn't need to be done while you're laying in bed. It doesn't need to be done while you're breastfeeding your baby. Whatever it is that you're doing in your life, it doesn't need to be done then. And you're probably not actually, putting out good content, if you're 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night and you're exhausted and you're laying in bed scrolling on Facebook. So putting those boundaries in place is really, really important. And these are things that, like, yes, I know, but until I hear it over and over again and hear it from the right people, it's easy to just like, like, yeah, that might work for her, but that's not gonna work for me. Or I don't want to do that. Like, that sounds like too much work. Or I like scrolling Facebook. I like the stuff I see on Instagram. Sure, but is it helping you move forward in your business? Is it helping you grow? Is it helping you make more money? Is it helping you truly connect with people in a good way? You have to think about that for yourself. But I am talking about this publicly because I am taking that challenge. I'm going to take it on. I'm going to start deleting my social apps every day. At the end of my workday, I'm deleting them. And just see what happens. See how it changes my life. And I'm going to report back. So if you are in a place where you are like, yeah, like, I waste a lot of time on social apps, or it's like, it's really, really tempting to jump on and scroll, you might have the intentions of, doing it for 5 minutes or, in between a couple, different things you're doing. But we all know how that it goes, tends to be a rabbit hole. And, I've talked about publicly in the past how I have limits on my app. So, I get notified if, I've been on Facebook for an hour and then it shuts down, right? But of course you can bypass that. So it's not quite as, easy to just, if you delete it and you're not on there to begin with, then, you're probably not as likely to keep scrolling like you do if you just have to hit remind me in 15 minutes, So if you haven't done anything like this and that deleting seems really scary, I totally understand. Start with just setting limits. If you have a smartphone, there's a way to start to set limits, so you can only have a certain amount of time on apps, however you choose that. So I would set it for anything that I knew was a time suck for me. So Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest and LinkedIn, I don't really get on that much, so that's not usually an issue for me. But Voxer I use for my business, and I can tend to be a little chatty and blabbity. So I do spend a lot of time on there. So that's one that I set a limit for. And there's certain days that I'm doing, talking a lot more with clients. And so I do need to be on there a little bit more. And then there's days I hardly look at it at all. So, we all have different days and our businesses and lives are different. So if you use Voxer heavily to communicate with your clients and it's imperative, you need it, then, limiting it to an hour a day might not work. But do you need to be communicating with your clients in the middle of the night? Probably not. So maybe you should delete it. But first, just start with setting limits. If deleting feels really big and scary. So I hope this is helpful to help you start organizing things in your life and in your business to really focus on moving your business forward, making more money, and really growing, and allowing time in your life to do the things that you want and need to do and that light you up, whether it's a passion project or growing your business or just having more time with your family, having time to do something, like a hobby that you enjoy or used to enjoy, or something new you want to learn. There are absolutely ways that you can continue to grow your business and grow personally and professionally without all of these extra time sucks. Thank you so much for listening in. I am trying to reach as many moms as I can to help support and empower them in their journey. So if you enjoyed this episode, I would love it if you would leave a 5-star review on my Apple Podcast page. I know as busy women, entrepreneurs, and moms, our time is extremely limited and valuable. So to sweeten the deal, I am buying the next 10 5-star reviewers their next beverage at Starbucks. Instructions are in the show notes, and I am so grateful for you. I love supporting moms, and I love moms supporting moms. See you next time.